Neil's such a great director to work with because he sticks with the crew that he likes. The most important thing is having people around you that work well together and are good people to work with.
Neil, as a director, because of his visual effects background, he knows what you can get in post, but he doesn't want it from there. He actually wants it from the performers. You know, that saying of "don't worry, we can fix it in post" doesn't play well on this show. So we have to try and get as much as we can in camera. So Neil pushes for that.
This is a mortar pot we're going to place in on droid 22. Hippo shoots him in the chest with an RPG rocket. So this little mortar pot made out of aluminium will protect the stunt guy, hopefully. And yeah, we're about to test it and find out.
3, 2, 1.
Max Pullman from MSFX, based in Cape Town, we did District 9 together, worked on a couple other shows with him along the way. So we know each other, we understand how each other works.
We've got a fantastic working relationship, and Grant also tries to amp everything up, or we all kind of do, but Grant pushes it.
3, 2, 1, action!
But everything is discussed, and we generally go off and test it and make the time to test everything.
Action!
So not only is a collaboration between like Neil and myself for certain things, it's also Max, and then Max and I will work certain things out and we'll show that to Neil and see if he's happy with it. So today we're going to start with number 22, droid 22, and then we have him on a ratchet system. So there's an overhead line that he's connected to, that's then connected to another system which got a ratchet on it, running at 12 bars pressure, and we're basically going to pull him through that wall. The art department has made a polyurethane wall with a little bit of concrete in it, and then he comes through there and lands in this sort of pile of dirt over here. It's a little bit softer for him, no mats. Yeah, that's the plan.
2, 1, action!
I think the biggest challenge in making sure that all the moving parts of a film, like the stunts, the effects, all gel together is communication. Making sure that everyone is on the same page, making sure that they all know what's going on.
Yeah, Neil is strange in a way that it's fairly loose. You've got an idea, a pretty good idea, but that can change.
3D space, it's kind of just there, yeah, I guess, right?
Cool. We'll just hang it from a stick up top.
Yeah, and then, cool.
So yes, of course, we'll have a basic idea. On the day, we might have set up one thing, and then Neil will have a vision and he'll see that, wait, it's actually going to work better somewhere else. So we need to be on our feet, and you know that's why the teams have to be good so that we can keep up with him. You know, his mind process is a little bit higher than most of ours, so yeah, it's quite difficult at times, but I think we pulled it off.
Here we go. Ready, and 3, 2, 1, action!
So it's like, instead of the curve, when he fritzes, the curve turns into a straight line. So it hits the other car and corrects.
Vincent manages to turn the droids off, and so we have them fizzling out. But luckily we had one at night driving in a police car and also fizzles out. So what would happen, the car veers off, knocks another vehicle, and then we send it off an incline on the side of a highway. He veers across, he hits another car, which would be the white Volvo up there. And then from that, veering off towards this Armco barrier over here, which the art department has made all soft. So we've got an aluminium section over there with fake uprights. We've got a little bit of a kicker ram placed on the other side of the Armco barrier. The idea being that comes in, hits that, lift the car up, flip it over, and then coming down this hill over here, rolling down to a stop somewhere over there. I think that's probably one of my favorite stunts that we've done on the show. Super happy about how that one worked out.
It went further than I was expecting.
It's fucking spectacular, dude.
Okay, guys, let's
Oh yeah! For my fucking body, ninja!
We're putting bullets into the ground again. With a nice little detonator shoved into it. Yeah. Boom!
I've done the stupid thing of speaking to Neil and the stunt coordinator and say to him, look, I'd really like to do as many of my own stunts as possible. I mean, I'll walk away if Grant, the stunt coordinator, says to me, walk away. I'll walk away because then I know he's looking after me. But luckily enough, I've been able to do most of my own stunts, and I did my first kind of dive through an explosion into a pipe. I was slightly off balance, and it was like, Neil, wow, that's great acting. I'm like, I wasn't acting. I was trying to find my balance.
So here we're doing a test for the Antwerp van exploding, and what we're going to do, we've got a nitrogen cannon that we're going to pump up to some extreme amount of bars. We'll open an actuator and it will tell us how far Antwerp's van is going to fly, and then tomorrow we'll rig the real thing.
Fire! 3, 2, 1.
I need a shitload of money.
3, 2, 1, action!
The missile comes from up there, through one of the windows into the middle of this room. And it blows those windows out, and it blows these windows out.
So we just face two pigs, our pots out that way, blow that. We've got two pigs blowing these walls this way.
Yes.
We killed all Hippo's guys. They were wiped out. We did a really cool explosion on that. We did it a couple of times. It was a Hellfire missile that we sequenced all the explosive charges. We blew up some walls, blew out some windows, and wiped everybody out, and just the good guys lived.
And action!
We had the Moose firing some missiles, and we had to time it with missiles incoming strikes and missiles leaving the building and attacking old Hippo. So there was quite a timing issue to fire it all correctly, but on the cues, and it all fired well and covered everybody in muck. Thank you very much.
That takes his upper body and throws it there. Whereabouts were you? Well,
One thing that's really helped is coming back into an environment for him where he's worked with a lot of the people that he worked with on District 9. For him to walk in here and know the crew and be able to shoot like that, and there's a shorthand that's there. We banged through a lot of material in a short amount of time, and I think we've been able to make like a 70-day movie in 60 days and not really have to sacrifice anything at all.
This is the site where the moose kills Yankee. What he's going to do is step on his guts and then pincer him and throw him against this wall.
We love killing Jose. It's so much fun. He's great to kill. We killed him in Elysium. He was Sandro, and he got blown into a million pieces, and that was gory and wonderful. I don't know what he did to Neil, but he gets killed in even better fashion in this film.
So what we're going to do is we're going to bury this box in the ground. Jose's going to sit in the box like this dummy is hanging out just now.
His upper half is above ground, and then we built a lower half dummy that connects to his chest and it's full of blood bags, and also has a pneumatic ram which pulls a plate down which crushes his midsection.
So we need a moose to stomp on him,
Yes?
and then we need blood to come out the sides.
Yep.
We had to do this all physically, so it was a collaboration between Weta and Stunts and effects. And what we came up with was it would be excellent to have Jose's expression of pain and horror. So we decided to break it up into a couple of different stages. On cue, we can fire the pneumatics, crushes him, VFX put in the moose foot later.
You have to hold the button.
Jose can come forward and grab the foot, interact. So we've got that moment.
So something we should do is have a couple of handles for him to grab.
How to lose weight very quickly.
Then we can cut, bring in our full dummy, which is rigged to separate at the abdomen, filled with explosives from Max's team.
What I don't appreciate is that they call me a meat bag. All right, bring in the meat bag. I had gotten in the hole, and I was in there for probably an hour and a half. And what was weird is it starts to mess with your brain. It's like, why can't I move my legs?
Don't like spray it everywhere out of your mouth. It's like, you know how you need oxygen to force it out? Sure. You know what I mean? So it's more of a dribble.
3, 2, 1, stop.
We need to quit clean, 2 seconds with it not there or whatever, and then we'll put it in and run the shot because we need the foot to come into frame. So we need a moment with nothing there.
The visual effects supervisor, it's another person we have to work closely with because there's certain things that we might want to do that wouldn't work for what he would have to do in post.
My approach to visual effects is I really want to approach it from a story first perspective. You know, like what is the film about? What's the story? What's the point? What's the purpose? And then when you get into visual effects, what can we do to enhance the actual story of the film?
Ready, and 3, 2, 1.
We've always got to show a test to Chris and see if his vision is the same, and then perhaps Neil's going to come along and change that. That's why we need Chris there all the time, because we can't see what he can see.
So the whole time there's that communication that works between these different departments to get to where we are now.
They get me out, they clean me up, and then they bring in the Yankee dummy, which is pretty hilarious. And now it assumes the position that I was just in, and they put this thing on a cable, the dummy, and they're able to just yank it back.
Basically, we're setting up here for extending the dummy into the wall using the ratchet on a 4-to-1 ratio system at the moment.
And 3, 2, 1, go!
Everyone was able to make sure that they knew not only their own piece of the puzzle, but what everyone else's piece of the puzzle was in case it affects them. Otherwise, if you don't have all of those things moulding together, it's just a recipe for disaster.
2, 1, go!
So what we're setting up for now is using the air ramp for Chappie. He's going to end up jumping over one of the vehicles, and this is where he saves Dev. So he's got an explosive and a knife in his left hand, and he digs that into the moose.
So the benefit of having a stunt performer or the actor in the grey suit is it allows the effects guys obviously to key from something. There's something there, there's a movement, and there comes times when obviously Sholto can't do it, or he probably could, but we want to keep him safe, so we have his stunt double that will take over for certain things.
Our animators will get a better performance because Neil is literally able to direct the stunt guys and get the exact performance he wants. And it also gives us lighting reference because the gray suit will allow us to sort of see light direction, light temperature, and things like that, which is also another reference that we need just for integration.
Here we have the moose killing all hippos chaps with cluster bomb. So we're going to have a whole bunch, 25 explosions going off in this entire area here. In that entire sequence, there's some really nice things blowing out these trajectories of missiles and lining them all up. So the moose battle was actually my best part of the film.
Ready, and action!
As production winds down, you always get this kind of sad sense that it's coming to an end. But at the same time, there's a real sense of excitement, and I want it to end so I can get back into the facility and get the post going.
You know, to actually see it come to life is kind of a special thing. This has been a fantastic experience from top to bottom. The people that I've met here, just great professionals. It's really been an outstanding experience.
Sure, it's been hard. I mean, anyone says that a movie's easy, they're lying. It's always going to be hard, and if it's not, you're not pushing yourself.
Back there, here we go.
You know, it's one of those shows that you could carry on and on and on with. So bring on the next one, Neil.